My name is Tim Bross. I'm the new head men's basketball coach here at Cal Maritime. I'm coming from University of Redlands, a Division III school down in Southern California. I was there for a couple of seasons. Prior to that, I was at Chaminade University, University of Hawaii, and Hawaii Pacific. I've got connections to the Bay Area. I was born in Redwood City, and thrilled to be at a school like Cal Maritime. This is truly a dream opportunity, and navigating this current situation has been a challenge, but one that I'm certainly up for, and can't wait to see what the future holds.
My name is Denise Bennett, new head women's basketball coach here at Cal Maritime. I'm also coming from the University of Redlands, and formerly from San Diego. I was actually born in Alameda, and have great connection here as well in the Bay Area, and I'm very excited for this opportunity and working with the girls and being here again with Bross. What sold me with Cal Maritime is the high academic education, the success rate that the school has, and the positive environment and atmosphere for student athletes. My father was in the military. I grew up with a military background, and I love the structure and the education that this school provides here, and that was one of the main reasons that sold me to applying and taking the position here.
Yeah, I can't agree with Coach Bennett anymore. The value of Cal Maritime education is well known. It is the most valuable degree in the Cal State system, and that is certainly attractive for someone in my position, because academics is the most important thing as it relates to our program. Something else that really did attract me to this school is the focus on the water. My wife and I lived in Hawaii for 10 years and had 2 children there. Our second child, her middle name is Kai, K-A-I, which means sea or ocean in the Hawaiian language. My third child, also a girl, her middle name is Kai as well. So we have a connectedness, a special bond with the water, and the fact that we're set on the water, the Carquinez Strait, is very meaningful to us, and I think it was a sign for me during the job process.
Yeah, my earliest basketball memories is circle around my family. Like I mentioned before, my father was in the military, and he used to be gone 6 months at a time, a year at a time, and my fondest memories is him returning and being on the outside courts, and him rebounding to me, showing me new moves. Also my sister and my brother are basketball players as well, and being able to be a role model for them, seeing them grow up and becoming their rebounder, and teaching them different skills on the court. So, my earliest basketball memories always have to do with my family, and my mom cheering us on in the stands and all that great stuff.
I love this question. It's one of my favorites, just because I think, like Coach Bennett, I have a really special relationship with basketball. I wasn't ever as good a player as she was, but from a young age, I developed a passion for the sport. I think it really started in watching Michael Jordan play on WGN when we were kids. You'd go home and you watch television, and Saved by the Bell would come on, and then after Saved by the Bell, a Bulls game would come on. And like, that's how I was introduced to basketball, is by watching one of the all-time greats. I was very fortunate. My father was a pharmacist and had a relationship with the Portland Trailblazers. So when I was about 8 years old, they approached him about delivering some prescription medication to their facility. And that allowed me to be in an NBA locker room at a very young age. Now, it's not like I was drawing up plays or, like I was just like silently sort of wrapped in being around NBA players. That had a profound effect on me. Like, because we get to go, watch the teams play, and like I got to shake Arvydas Sabonis's hand, and like, I knew what kind of car Kenny Anderson drove. Like, these people who maybe you've never even heard of were like idols to me. So I think I've just been building on that like each year, truly, since I started watching those Bulls on WGN, and now I'm here. Like, now I'm a 34-year-old basketball junkie. So, yeah, it's a really cool question, and for me, it relates to family. just as Coach Bennett, but a little bit unique in that, it started with watching on TV and then actually transitioned to like an in-person experience in an NBA locker room. I just can't believe it. She just follows me around everywhere. I can't get her off my tail. No, I mean, Coach Bennett is a very close personal friend of mine. She's very close to my family. My son calls her his aunt. Like, it truly is really special to have her here and to be navigating this experience together as first-time college head coaches. Coach Bennett has been a head coach before, but to be going through this journey together, I think is really special. And I feel fortunate, blessed to have her by my side.
Yeah, Coach Bross is a close dear friend of mine, and he's right. I don't want to leave his coattail. Got to see him every day for the last 2 years at Redlands, and now grateful and thankful and blessed to have him. Offices right next door to each other, and to have him in my life is amazing. So this was the icing on the cake in taking the job as
must not have been a very good cake.
You like the funfetti, So yeah, it's amazing.
I have a ton of respect for Coach Bennett. I think that she's a rising star in the world of college coaching. Obviously, my world is men's basketball, but I think men's and women's basketball are a lot more similar than they are different, and it's easy to see what has made her successful. She's got a tremendous personality. She's an excellent recruiter, and I can tell from having observed her closely in games and practices that her tactical knowledge is, just as good as anybody else's. So, I think that Cal Maritime is really lucky to have landed her as its head women's basketball coach.
Well, I think Cal Maritime is very lucky to have Coach Tim Bross here. I mean, he motivates and inspires me every single day. He's the last to leave the office. He's the first to get in there. He's always on the phone recruiting. He knows his X's and O's like you wouldn't believe. And he genuinely cares about every single person in his program, whether they're here at Cal Maritime, at Redlands, or anywhere else that he's been in the past. And that speaks volumes to how he is as a person, because he cares about his people first, and then the basketball takes care of itself. So if you know him, then you know how great he is, and you want to play for him, and you continue that relationship throughout your life.
I think, like, in the short term, my vision is that we're just together. Now, whether we're physically together or not, I think this idea of unity is so important right now, given everything that's happening in our world. I mean, we're getting out of a contentious election, a series of natural disasters, obviously an ongoing pandemic. There's so much uncertainty that I think in this time, all we have is each other. And to navigate together, to be together, to intentionally create activities and situations where we're working as one is truly like a part of my short-term vision. Long-term, if we're talking about attainable goals, I expect that we are a championship caliber team every year. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what Brian Rooney and Brendan Rooney accomplished here, and I hope to raise the bar. I think that what they did is they approached every day in the same way. I want to raise the bar here, and they're both very close friends of mine, dear friends of mine, and I want to continue their legacy. Championships have been won here before, and I expect many to be won here again in the near future.
Yeah, and similar to Coach Bross, speaking of short term, it is building a culture of a family, and that being the foundation of our basketball program. And whether you're an alumni or a current player or a prospective player that that you're going to have come from and still a part of, or going to come into a family atmosphere. And that's first and foremost so important, that that you have sisters, you have a coaching staff that genuinely cares about you, that's there for you, that's looking to support you on and off the court. Long-term, exactly to Coach Bross, is bringing a championship program, competitiveness, and getting after it game in and game out.